And the next thing we're going to do, now that we've got our video file and we've got our links in our little sticky note, is I am going to create a presentation that is a web page in Adobe Spark. So if you're in the web browser version, select presentation, which will show web page. If you are using a mobile device and you have the Adobe Spark, the 3 Adobe Spark apps installed, you're going to need to flip over to Spark Page. So to get started, you select the presentation web page, give it a click, and now it opens up a place that you can host the things that you've learned and played with today. Now, Page is my favorite. It's my favorite baby, closely followed by video, closely followed by Post. Now, because I've got a bit of a lesson plan with this session, I've already got some stuff in a little document here that I could actually pull across into this page to talk about what we covered today. I could also technically add in a link to the recording of today's session into this page and share the link out with you. But let's do some basic build stuff on it first. So first things first, I'm going to grab the title, Unite Your Spark, and I'm going to click on that text there and just drop it in there. No coding skills required. It's pretty sweet. Next thing I'm going to do is grab the subtitle from my session, copy it from my Word document here, and click on the word subtitle and paste, Control V. Integrate post, page, and video features to create stunning resources, hopefully stunning resources. Now, it would be so cool if, like our video, we could choose to have an animated feature sitting behind our web page. A Spark page is not there yet. It has to be a still image. So I'm going to select that photo icon, which is going to open up the menu on the right-hand side. I'm going to go find free photos. I'm going to search, let's try Pixabay again, because it has those cool dynamic little searches. And what did I use? I searched for the word electric. So let's see what luck we get when we search electric under Pixabay in here. So there's some pretty good results there. Nothing that's really jumping out at me right now, so I'm going to quickly hit the drop down button and do the same search in Unsplash. So you can see we've got some pretty dynamic images. That one looks good to me. Remember, go with your first decision, click and move on. Don't get bogged down. Know your options, move through your options, don't get stuck. So, unite your Spark, integrate post, page, and video features to create stunning resources, and I've got today's date. So see here it says scroll down to start writing your story. Before I do that, I'm going to click on my picture because I want to change where it sits a little bit by dragging the focal point around a little bit and hitting save. The other thing that I can do here when I start writing my story is play with the themes to change the appearance. It can really make a big difference between how things stand out, particularly when you have high contrast assets. So I'm going to click themes and I think I will choose Wesley. No, that doesn't work for me. Very hard to see. Not very accessibility compatible at all. Let's try Luca. That's a bit better. What about Chronicle? And you just basically have a bit of a play and click through until you find something that works for your brain. I would always very much support anybody who decides to go with something that is the highest contrast with the largest and most readable text, the better. The more curvy or low contrast things is, it could look elegant to some people, but it could actually make it really hard to see for your students or your viewers. So what are we going to add first? I think I would like to add some text to say, here is the integrated assets that I created during this workshop. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that if you make a mistake, It's as simple as clicking back in and changing the text. If you want to make it so it really stands out, you've got header 1, header 2, and then quotation marks that you can use. And this page, even after it's published, is not a static document. It can be gone, you can go back, and as long as you can log into your account, you can go back in, log into your Spark account and change it as many times as you like to suit your purposes. So now that I've added some text, I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a photo. I don't want to add a free photo. What I want to do is I want to upload the photo version of the Adobe Spark Post that I created earlier. So I'm going to upload that photo and I'm going to find it in amongst my assets. Is it still living in my downloads? It is. Naughty me. There we go. There we go. There they both are. After all that spruiking about staying organized and keeping things out of your downloads folder, hey? So there is my picture. I click the open button and there it appears. Now I'm going to say, here is the animated version. I'm going to hit the add button again, and now what I'm going to do is I am going to select if I want to add it from YouTube, Vimeo, or Spark Video, if I have the embed link in there or the link to the thing, I can actually pop it into that little field. So if I've kept it handy, there we go. Here's my video link that I created earlier. Now, unfortunately, you can upload images. You cannot upload videos. So an image will be saved in the storage of this page, but a video has to be linked from elsewhere. So the video has to be hosted somewhere like Vimeo or YouTube or in Spark Video. But you can see here, now that I've added my Spark link for this, if I click play, right, if I share it and finalize it and click play, that video will play in screen. And if I go back in and I've got my post, now let's see what our options are, hey? We don't have an embed option here. And if I open it up from a public view, I can appreciate it, I can tweet it, I can link to it, but I can't embed the animated video version. But what I can do is I can go back to my page and I can select the add button and I can add a button that links to the animated version. I can paste my link. I can choose where the button sits in relation to the screen and I can hit save. And now if I want to demo what my assets look like that I created today, I can select the present button and it gives me a preview of what I've created hosted in place. And I can navigate through this by selecting those little up and down arrows at the bottom right hand corner of the screen, kind of like an alternative to using a PowerPoint. So here are the integrated assets that I created during this workshop. There's my picture, doesn't quite fit in screen. That's okay, I can scroll down. Here is the animated version and I can select that button and it will pop me out. If I don't want it to pull me out of the presentation mode, I can use that little button there to show my bar, select that button and there it is and I can play it. Just like that. Now, if I go in and I make a change to this Spark project in place, Like I changed the animation from being the pictures in the background to being the text. And I hit share. And I hit publish. And I hit publish options and I update the link. Now, if I jump back into my Spark page, close that little preview. After it's finished updating the link, when I next click on that button, it will show what I've changed rather than showing the original. So it's a constant work in progress. It doesn't have to be fixed in time. Just doesn't want to do it now because I've got an audience. Update link. There we go. It'll have a bit of a think in the background. So you can see the other thing that's really nice is because I added the image straight from Pixabay, it's already created the credits there for me. So I don't have to use my little tool. I don't have to use my little tool to keep everything organized and try to keep track of my links and where I built things. So we have time for a group share. Does anybody have their Spark page that they can, you guessed it, select the share button and publish and share the link to? I would love to see any examples that people have created. Fran, thank you. Oh, and Ben too. Okay, I'm going to select Fran's first. And I definitely invite you to open up your mics. Learnings from this week. We explored lots of new content. The key areas were learning how to create Adobe Spark tools. I'm going to appreciate that. Thank you, Fran. I also love your use of the word reflection to find that image. Very cool. Let's check out Ben's share. Okay, what have we got? Spark your shark. Nice. Hey, a good use of lorem ipsum. It's great to start getting some content in there so you can check out the themes and what you want to use. And I'm going to hit play. And I'm probably going to ignore you saying don't press this button. Is it safe for work, Ben? Let's check out your video. Oh, very cool. Great work, Ben. So I'm going to close that video preview. What is going to happen if I press the button, Ben? Is it safe? I'm going to press it. Okay. Hey, very cool. That's also a really great idea. If you select the button, you can use the buttons to also add links, direct links to some of the resources. It's a very nice and easy way of keeping track of things, especially if you're doing some professional development and aiming to share resources with staff. I started from scratch because I didn't want to just go, here are all my templates, use them. I wanted you to actually get in there, scrub through, use the tools. And we will be covering this and many other topics in our Inject Creativity Live chat shows and deeper dives. There is also an embarrassment of riches out there on social media in the Adobe Education Exchange in the Adobe for Education channel. And I'm going to be adding myself to the noise and doing some cleaner, shorter versions of these kind of sessions just to help people try some things out and get familiar with some of the tools that are available. So thank you so much for your time and your attention. It's now bang on 5 o'clock. I don't know how caffeine deprived everybody is, but if you wanted to stay, open up your mics and ask me some questions, you're more than welcome. Otherwise, I am just going to say, where is that picture? There we go. There it is. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming today. I really appreciate your time. If you do get in contact with me on Twitter or through Tim, by all means, I'm more than happy for you to contact me directly. If I'd love to send out a feedback survey to see what I can improve. I'm going to pop my email into the chat here. If you have any further questions that you think of after the session's over, or you want to get in touch about the chat show or any of the professional development opportunities that you might want a little bit of a sounding board to help develop for your own colleagues, please feel free to drop me a line. Otherwise, I'm going to stop the recording there. Thank you very, very, very much for your attention and time.